Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina.
And HR.
And shopaholic Eric.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric. We want to say we're sorry we didn't drop an episode because Eric has received angry texts. So
I did. Yes, I've been getting hate texts now because we're not dropping 2 a week like we promised. We're trying really hard. I mean it. I'm telling you, one day we just got an update on an older case of ours where like some more craziness is happening. Yes. I mean, like FBI raids and arrests and non-extradition stuff. And one day I'm telling you, we'll dedicate a couple of these episodes to some of our crazy shenanigans. But we're back today, and hopefully we'll eventually get on schedule. Although honestly, it may not be till after the new year.
Yeah, I know.
With holidays coming up and our office is moving again, as I mentioned. So, but we'll try our best.
Yes.
But today,
in the holiday spirit,
right, in the wake of Black Friday,
we decided to do retail nightmares because I think most people, not all, but most people have all had a retail job, and it's probably driven everyone crazy. So I myself have stories. I'm sure you have stories. Retail is not a fun place to work at.
No, and but before we do that, I need to do a shout out.
Okay.
So apparently, my actual sister-in-law plays an old Jewish lady game called Mahjong, which is something my mom used to play even back in the day.
Heard of that.
They're like tiles, and you like match the tiles and then remove them, and I don't know. It's a Jewish old lady game, but and Chinese old lady game.
Yeah.
But she's got a whole crew now, the Maj crew. That's what we're gonna call them, and whatever, Roberta and Sadie and Ethel and all But now apparently they're all listeners. So shout out to the Midbar Maj crew.
Yes.
The Friday night.
Actual sister-in-law.
That's right. And
we love her here.
That's right. And my actual sister-in-law Erin for turning on the Maj crew to the podcast.
Yes.
So that's my official shout out. So Ethel, Gertie, Sadie, Rachel, whatever.
And most importantly, Erin.
That's right. Thanks for listening. And we'll try really hard to incorporate a Mahjong joke here and there if we can find one. Man, I wonder if we can do an episode on old Jewish lady games. Like bingo, Mahjong, whatever. Maybe.
I thought you were going to just end at Jewish. And I was like, I don't think we should probably do an episode just on Jewish stories, Eric.
Oh, we could we got months of good Jewish stories. But one day maybe one day. But all right. So there we go. So shout out to Erin and the Maj crew.
Yes. All right. So let's dive into our stories.
All right.
So the first one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Sending a Single Mother to Jail?
Okay.
I work in loss prevention for a department store. We are allowed to make citizens' arrests on shoplifters and charge them for the merchandise that they steal, whether it's considered a felony or not. Yesterday, a woman entered the store with a toddler in a stroller and immediately went to our beauty/cosmetics department and started placing some very expensive perfume boxes in the stroller and covering them with the toddler's blanket. She then entered our children's clothing department and did the same thing with a couple of items at the department, from that department, hiding them under the blanket. When we approached her, she immediately broke out into tears and tried to tell us that she was only going to steal the clothing. Once I pulled the blanket back and I revealed the perfume to her, she started claiming that she was a single mother and was begging us to work with her. We took her back to our office, and unfortunately, with the clothing and the perfume combined, she was just over the felony amount. I stepped out of the office and notified the police department, and everything in me wanted to work with her or take some items off to lower the amount, but it's against the policy, and I couldn't risk my job for her. When the police arrived, she couldn't get anyone to come pick up her child, so we had to wait for a social worker to come and get the child as well. The entire time, there was a pit in my stomach, making me regret it. She's now in custody and trying to make bail, according to what I heard this morning. But am I the asshole for this?
So sad. I remember hearing a story about I don't know, I can't remember if it's you told me that, but someone was getting charged for stealing merchandise at Kohl's, and the question was whether or not it should go by the sale rate or the regular rate, because the sale rate would have put it under the felony mark. So it is interesting because, what value do you price items?
I think it would be the price of at the moment. I want to say the price that the items are at the moment. If it even is on sale, maybe I feel like, but I mean, I don't think they're the asshole. It's their job at the end of the day. Yeah. I'm not losing my job. What if they're a single mother themselves? You
could probably come up with a hard luck story about just about anyone.
Yeah,
steals.
Exactly.
That is really sad.
Yeah, it's her job though. Loss prevention. That's what you work in. I don't think she's the asshole. I think mom just made poor decisions.
I have a slightly different take.
Okay.
So first, as far as how you evaluate the value of merchandise stolen, it is an interesting question. What would, in theory, prevent me from mislabeling something and saying, well, I meant to steal just the $9.99 sweater and not the $99.99 sweater or whatever, and look, the label says $10 or whatever. I think it actually should be based on the wholesale cost plus the markup. Right. In other words, what's the store actually losing, right? And if the store intentionally marked an item for clearance so that they were themselves not making a profit, then I think that should be taken into account also. Right. But having said that, as far as this lady goes, yeah, I think she is the asshole.
And she fully exited the building too. It wasn't like it was inside of the building.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about the thief.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the worker.
Oh no.
Yes, I think the retail rat is the asshole.
She already had walked out of the store with all that shit.
So fuck. I understand. Okay, let's.
You know what I would have done is I would have approached her before she left the store and warned her. Like if I saw someone with a baby, I would have said these things.
Yeah, that's kind of where it ended for me. Yeah. Right? She's with her fucking child. Now, I know some people use that as like a shield or a beard or whatever you want to call it. I get that. Right? But that's exactly right. I would have just either let her walk, called later, and been like, look, I missed her. Here's the video, whatever. And then I don't know what she actually had or what she didn't. Or like HR said, I would have pulled her aside like, look, we're about to bust you. Why don't you give me that perfume? Right? Make it easier for yourself.
Well, if this is like Target, they take that shit so seriously that they won't do that. They don't care who
I understand, but that's okay. But the idea that, look, it's my job. Okay. If this were like a manager or somebody like on a career path, I get it. If this is a college student that's working part-time at the local fucking, CVS and sees that, fuck that job. I mean, there's a million jobs like that. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't put a fucking lady in jail with a child over a $9 an hour retail gig or something. Again, I look at it from a 52-year-old's lens. Right. So it's a little different. I'm not in that position. And you're right. The employee could herself have a family to support. I get that. So I can't totally, side with thief lady, Lucinda the thief. But Lucinda retail, I'm not loving that decision. And look, I don't know if it was like this or not, but she's like, yeah, I just was like basically kick back and be like, yeah, I'm so conflicted. 911? I know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, this bitch is stealing from us. I don't, she has a child. Bitch is lying, come on. I mean, either fucking, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that she's the asshole. I just think it's her job. So we can agree to disagree on this one.
But she might not have realized it came to a felony.
Yeah, because they didn't know. Technically, they didn't really know how much shit she really had, and like you said, like it was just right over the amount for the felony. So it's kind of like, so. All right, then are we doing next one?
Oh,
or are you gonna rate
no, of course, I'm not done. No, of course. So yeah, I'm giving retail Lucinda 1.75 dingleberries. She's not a total asshole for that, and I understand she might be conflicted, and only because I don't know if she herself has a family to support or whatever, right? But on the other hand, again, if she's just like a college kid, like whatever, like I wouldn't have done that. And again, that's just me. Now, I will say, Thief Lucinda gets an 8.5 on the Feldman scale for strollering her fucking child.
8.5?
Oh, sorry, 1.5.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I
was like, really?
My bad. Yeah, 1.5 on the Feldman scale. It's pretty shameless to use your child as a means of trying to gain sympathy. I think that's kind of fucked up. And by the way, if the child were a baby or an infant, that's one thing.
But it's a toddler.
Well, no, but you know what I think causes severe psychological harm? Not just that, and that's the other thing too. A toddler who can walk, who can speak, who obviously has an attachment to their mother, that's super traumatic to hey, right, like little toddler Billy, watch me handcuff your mom and some stranger's going to pick you up. Right. And that's also why actually, you know what? Now I'm going to up her to 2.5 dingleberries because I'm thinking about the traumatic impact on the child. It's like you've seen like the people that beg on the side of the freeways and have like their kids with them and their kids are old enough to know what's going on.
Yes.
I almost always give money because I feel so bad for those kids that have to kind of be there for that, even if it's, and I get not everybody can help it. I'm not judging, people that fall in hard times. I just think psychologically that's got to be so damaging for a child to like sit on the corner of a freeway entrance or whatever, or exit.
When I worked at Target, there was a lady that would bring all her kids, and like there was like 4 kids, and she would just stand outside of the Target like with the sign asking for money. So, but the thing is, people would feel bad. They remember her. They'd go into the store. They'd buy groceries for her, get them to her, and she'd be like, I just wanted the money. Like, I didn't want all of these groceries. So, like, yeah, like, she wasn't really out there for groceries. Like, and her sign literally said, like, I don't have any money. Please, like, if you can, like, give us the money because we can't even get, like, groceries. So people would buy her the groceries, and she'd be like, I just really wanted the money. Like, and, like, I'm like, you have your 4 kids out here looking like they haven't ate all day. And people are trying to give you food, but you want money. So, like, that also plays a part where it's like, well, is it really because of the kids? Or, like,
I definitely think people that do that understand that their kids may create more sympathy for them.
Yeah.
I also think that for some of them, they have nowhere else to put their kids.
That's
and
true.
If they can't afford daycare or anything, and they themselves aren't working, or if they're homeless,
yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's impossible to know.
Yeah.
So I tend to think more on the extreme side of it, like this is really difficult, and maybe they're really in need of help. But again, the fact that it's a toddler, the kid had to go through all that, I think that's pretty shitty. All over something that really isn't hers anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I know it's not right to think of it like that, but if I'm retail Billy and I'm just like work for my $12 an hour or whatever, I don't give a fuck how much inventory might be taken from my multi-billion-dollar employer.
That's her department. Like, she works in loss prevention. That's all they do all day. Like, that's technically
that's her actual
that's her
job.
department. Yeah. So me, I'm gonna give the mom 2.5 dingleberries just because if you were gonna steal, you brought your toddler into this, and I think that I get like she might not have somewhere to leave the child, but it's like you shouldn't be doing that with your child. Like, I get it. The stroller serves as where you can hide it, but like you shouldn't do that with your child in there. So she at least gets 2.5 from me just because I don't know what situation she's truly in. If she really did, I guess she didn't need to steal the perfumes, but like, maybe she did really need the clothes, right? So I give her 2.5. The worker from me is getting just a half dingleberry just because, I mean, I would have sent that bitch to jail too. Like, I'm not losing my job over Lucinda and her baby, so.
Yeah, I'm more of a bleeding heart, but I would have stopped her before she actually took the merchandise out of the store. But yeah, you're right. It is her job.
Yeah.
And if it's okay for everyone to steal, we have a serious problem.
Exactly.
You know what this is almost like?
What is it almost like, Eric? Enlighten us.
It's almost like your actual sister-in-law having a mahjong game on Friday nights, and one of the tiles goes missing, right? And they accuse one of the other players of stealing the tile, and turns out she did because she was cheating to get more points. It would almost be like that.
It would almost be like that. I wonder if it's actually happened.
Right, I'm going to try a different approach. All right.
All right, excellent then.
Okay, next one.
This is a grocery horror story. Grocery store.
Okay.
Person says, I was about to leave, but the manager on duty asked me to stick around because he spotted a shoplifter. As she passes the registers, we walk up to her and ask her to stop. She immediately grabs my manager's arm and bites down on it. I pull her off of him and we walk her upstairs. We sit her down in the chair and tell her that we have to fill out the report. While working on that, she pulls out a box knife that she had found and slit both of her wrists. After about 30 seconds of bleeding, she stands up, holds out her bloody hand, still holding the knife, and starts chasing us around the building. We had to bolt down the stairs and slam the door shut behind us. We had to call 911, and while waiting for an ambulance/police to show up, she climbed into the ceiling. We had to evacuate the whole store. The fire department found her up in the rafters about 30 minutes after. She ended up being okay and ended up in jail for a while for all of it. And all of this was for a $12 razor. We wouldn't even have charged her for stealing if she hadn't gone all crazy.
Damn, she on meth or something like that.
I want to know how she slit her wrists and. No, how did she live for 30 minutes with cut wrists?
Well,
maybe she didn't
She probably didn't cut them very deep.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Just like
It's like
just a
for
little,
show.
Like,
It's like
yeah,
effect.
it was definitely for show.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know that anybody's the asshole on this one. To be honest here.
I would have quit that day though. I'm not coming back.
I mean, crazy Lucinda, like, Razor Lucinda, whatever. I she clearly needs help. Especially, I mean, it feels more like mental illness if she's stealing razors or razor blades.
Yeah.
She didn't steal food or an expensive bottle of wine or things like that. Makeup. Because those are usually the things, at least like in cases I've helped handle, like in the past and stuff, shoplifting, like especially if it's a minor. Usually they're things like cheap makeup and stuff from Target, places like that. Yeah. Or when it's grocery store, sometimes they steal, like they look for like the higher end items, like the filet mignons or the wine bottles, things that they might be able to barter or trade. I don't know. But going in specifically, stealing razors and then going through that whole sort of routine, I don't know, show. I guess it's not a show, but you know what I mean? Like the whole event.
Yeah.
Tells me that maybe that was her plan all along, was to either commit suicide or stage something.
How did she get on the roof? That was
no. Well, if she got in through if she got through the ceiling tiles, which are removable, then she might have found her way up. But I don't know. I mean, who knows?
I would have quit. That would have been the last day, though. If anything like that happened here, Eric, you wouldn't see me again. I'm leaving. I don't.
Fair enough. I get.
You don't like the excitement?
No. I don't like crazy customers at all. No.
Well, there's no shortage of crazy from our clients, that's for sure.
That's true.
None of them gotten violent or attempted suicide.
And if we do, we are equipped with mace. So.
That's right. We have bear spray.
Yeah. So All right. Excellent. Then. Am I the asshole for refusing to give a cashier my phone number and leaving without buying my items because of this? Just a Karen.
Oh, okay.
I was at Maurice's, a clothing store. I've never heard of this store, by the way.
No, but the fact that they name drop the store, it already tells you that they're like super douchey.
Yes.
Right. I don't know about you, but I was at Saks the other day trying to desperately find a pair of shoes to match my dress or whatever.
Exactly.
That's all right. This is already like, fuck this lady. But okay, go ahead. Sorry.
She said, I'd never shopped there before. I have this thing for squirrels. I just really like them. And I saw online that they're selling these cute socks with squirrels knitted on them.
I take that all back. But okay, go ahead.
Squirrels. Okay. I thought I'd save on shipping and just go to the store to buy some since it was close to where I was running other errands at. When I went to pay, I set the 2 pairs of socks down and a $20 bill on the counter. The cashier asked for my phone number, and I said something like, I don't really use a phone number. She made some kind of awkward faces at me like I was causing her physical pain and said if I give them my phone number, I could get discounts for next time and etc. I said no thanks, but she stared at me for a few seconds and grimaced again. Then gestured at the register and said that she couldn't really ring me up or my items without a phone number. I've been asked for my phone number before, but I'd never had a cashier refuse to let me pay without it. I was sort of stunned, and I wasn't sure what else to say. So I just said, okay. I picked up my $20 bill, and I walked out. My friend had came with me, but waited in the car, and when I came back empty-handed and told her what happened, she was confused as to why I just couldn't give them my number. As we talked about it, I started to feel like maybe I had been a bit dramatic and confrontational. I'm not especially protective of my info, and I give it to people all the time when I shop online. I just didn't like giving it for no reason, and when she refused to take no for an answer, I guess I dug my heels in. Was I an overdramatic asshole here?
Well, maybe a smidge. But I understand not wanting to give your number out because then you're going to get a bunch of spam from the store. It shouldn't be mandatory. It seems like...
It shouldn't be mandatory, but I also just feel like it's not that big of a deal, and she could have just gave a fake number. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like she was already
I don't think it's that big of a deal either, but I know people who think it's like a really big deal to give out their information.
Yeah.
It just seems like the store policy should be optional.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
First of all, I can tell you, at least in California, it is absolutely not mandatory.
Right.
And you cannot be denied purchases because you don't want to give your phone number.
Right.
If the store sells an item, they sell an item. And you're not required, unless you're paying by credit card and you have to show your ID or something like that, but you are not required to give your phone number.
Especially for some socks.
I don't care what it is. But this sounds like a training issue. These cashiers are probably trained to say... Because I can't tell you how many times, and I don't retail shop a lot. Like I do more online stuff, but if I've had to buy like a gift for someone or whatever, I got to get Maya something. Never mind. I'm sorry. Fuck. And the few times I have like walked into a store to buy stuff, and they're like, if you sign up for this credit card today, you get an extra 5% off. Or I know they push that, and they're trained to like push that stuff.
Yeah.
I just never do it, and I've never been told, well, if you don't, you can't buy these fucking jeans. No.
I bet the cashier didn't know how to input it without the phone number, and she didn't have the training to do that.
That makes a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah, you're right. No.
because at first my first thought, like the way the title was, like, am I the asshole for not giving my phone number to a guy and like walking out? You know what that almost feels like in a way?
Almost feel like?
Okay, it's almost like if you had a mahjong player who took a trip, right, and then had their car wrecked, and rather than cumulatively moving all the luggage, she basically had you leave all your shit behind, so there was room for the Louis in the bag to bring, like in the tow truck or whatever.
It's a Louis.
It's almost like that in a way.
I feel that it's a Louis.
Right, almost. Are you catching the pattern?
A Louis should be treated like a baby.
Indeed.
It costs almost like a baby.
Oh God.
So what do we think? Asshole, no asshole.
No, honestly, no. No, she's not.
I don't think she's the asshole.
And not because of like her reaction, but because it's stupid. If you don't want to give your cell number,
what if you didn't have a cell number?
Even if you did, like I get the weirdest shit all the time from, and I know it's had to have been something like this, and then they sell your number to a bunch of other. Oh, well, this guy bought men's jeans, and then all of a sudden I'll get a spam random text from like, hey Jimmy, or Billy, would you like to? We're having a sale today on men's shirts. Like, what the fuck? I don't know who this story is. So I know that happens all the time.
Ben should have just given her a fake number.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I get it. Like, if you don't think quickly on your feet like I do, right, or others, you're like, no, I don't really want to get my. Look, you know how many times if I go to CVS, let's say just to buy like some Advil or something, okay? Like, well, do you have a CVS card number? No. Would you like to put one? No. Okay, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, sir.
CVS, if you do put your number in, that receipt you get is like 10 feet
I
long.
know. Fuck all this. That's what I'm saying. Fuck this. Like, well, you're not going to get the 50 cents off. Okay, all right. I guess I'll pony up the extra 50 cents. Can I fucking go?
See, me everywhere has my phone number. Oh, I've signed up for everything. I have an account almost everywhere, especially like Sephora. The points I have in Sephora is insane. So
yeah, I'm willing to give up my information for a discount.
Exactly. For points, hell yeah, take my number. I have CVS has my number. I have they give you cash back. Sephora has my number. Ulta has my number. Target has me. All of them. So
I'm really good at working the CVS deals. Yeah.
You should.
And the Target card, it actually is worth getting the Target Red card because you get 5% off every single time.
So I had got the Target debit card because there was two. And I only got it because my manager made me. Because we needed more cards the day that when I worked there, so I had to get it. But the debit card also works the same. You can also get 5% on shit, and it's not an actual credit card. So. But
I can't believe we're still talking about this.
I know. All right, next one then.
Okay.
All
yes,
right.
Please.
Peeing at Payless.
Peeing at Payless, like Payless shoes.
Yeah. This is an older story, but I want to throw it in.
Because I didn't
They're
think
not.
there is.
Bring Payless back. Exactly. Bring Payless back. Exactly. It says, I got peed on twice while working at Payless shoe store. The first time I was measuring a little girl's, like 5 to 6, foot on one of those metal doodads. I don't know.
Doodads?
Doodads?
It's like a, like thingamabobs, or it's just a slang way of saying thingy, whatever.
She was wearing a skirt, and I guess that the coat on her bare feet loosened something inside her because she just peed all over my arm. The parents laughed, and I wasn't even allowed to go home early that day. Eric, I would have left. The second time,
I would have lost my fucking mind. Not just leave. I would have bolted to the nearest YMCA and showered like right then and there. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that job.
Yeah.
Immediately. But go ahead.
The second time a kid peed inside a giant soda cup and left it for us to clean.
Oh.
It accidentally splashed on me, and I realized that it was not warm soda, but urine. I guess that wasn't technically being peed on per se, but I think it should count. But she said the all-time worst, though, was a gentleman who was paralyzed from the waist down and in a wheelchair. He would ask for assistance trying on shoes, and when I would kneel down to help him, he would say stuff like, yeah, you like it down on your knees, you dirty cunt. Like, fucking seriously? I kicked him out of the store and was severely punished by my bosses for this. He kept coming back, and after fighting with my district manager, I declared, I will not be a whore for Payless, and I led a 4-employee walkout. It was fucking great.
That's awesome, actually.
Will not be a whore for Payless.
No, briefly, let me just tell you.
She stayed longer than I would.
I am awarding her 0 dingleberries.
0, yes.
In fact, but Feldman scale, I'm giving her a 4 because she stayed through 2 subsequent urinations, and it was only the dirty old man that finally made her quit.
Yeah.
But she literally got peed on and then peed on, like accidentally, like splashed on pee, and she stuck it out.
Yeah.
So look, it's not like a 0 or a 1, but it's like a 4, 4.5.
know.
Shamelessness wise.
Because I'm quitting the first pee incident. I'm out. Never will see me again. I might kill myself if someone peed on me. Oh my god.
Probably figure what's the likelihood of that happening again.
Right. Like,
The worst part is, that's like a thing. Like in some of these like sickos like.
oh, I know.
That's
Yeah. The golden shower.
That's right.
The
Just
golden
ask
showers,
our former and now current president-elect about all that.
Yeah.
You know what this is almost like?
What, you can't tie this into anything, Eric. What is it almost like?
It's almost like if your mahjong partner's husband has to stop 9 times on a trip from Vegas to LA to pee.
Oh my
to the
god.
point where the mahjong player just wants to fucking strangle him.
Yep.
It's almost like
that.
I'm just trying to tie in the pee
Almost
thing.
like that,
It's
yeah.
almost like that. So there you go.
But I see why Payless closed down. I understand now.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Am I the asshole for laughing at a customer's assisted instant karma? Okay. I work in fast food. I enjoy my job and I have a great rapport with my customers. I was working the window handing out food, and over the years, I've learned to recognize snatchers. It's one of the rudest things in that particular position. I handle snatchers by releasing whatever item immediately when their fingers touch the item. If you got a grip, kudos. If not, all with a smile and a have a good day. This lady was on the phone talking shit loudly about how stupid and low class we all were, and we needed to hurry up with her stuff. I go to hand her things, and the way she moved, I recognized her next move. She was going to snatch it. I did my thing. She snatched the bag so hard, she ripped the side of her entire order, hit her face first, and flew all over her and her car. The look on her face was hilarious. I couldn't help it. I laughed and laughed so hard. Had to close the window and step away and let my coworker take over. When she was settled and things had calmed down, my GM pulled me aside and asked why I laughed like that. I told her and she understood, but reprimanded me about how I should have asked the lady if she was okay first. I said it probably would have made it worse, especially after my instinctual laugh. She said it was wrong to laugh. I don't know, maybe it was, but Lord, Reddit, how much of an asshole am I really?
Oh, no, I would agree.
Exactly. That's what you fucking get. You want to be rude, telling us we're all lowlives and we're all less than you? Yeah, bitch, now look at you.
No, it's not just that, but people that do that, but like, look where you're fucking eating yourself.
Exactly.
Like, how, come on now.
Exactly.
You're
I'm so nice to any
it's just
food place. I'm so nice to the workers because I know that they've had the worst time being there.
No, it's not just that, but how do you make fun of people being low-lives when you're the fucking employee at Burger King yourself or whatever? Like, how fucking high up the chain are you?
Well, no, she's the driver. She was the one in the drive-thru.
I think you're mixing up people.
Yeah, so the lady in the drive-thru was the one saying that they were all low-lives working and then they needed to hurry up with her shit, right? So when she went to grab it, she snatched it, so the employee let it go. And when she snatched it, it ripped and it went all over the.
Oh, so I understand. Drive-through Karen was the bitch.
Yes, and the employee
was just like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, and he laughed after it went all over
because
her.
He's being rude.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood it. Then fuck her.
Exactly. I hate people like that. Be nice to your workers.
Yeah, especially since they're the ones handling your food.
Exactly.
That's got to be a miserable job. I mean, the fact that this person said she even likes her job, that's pretty amazing.
Exactly.
So when I was 16, 17, 18, I had retail jobs, but I never worked food service.
I
worked
Didn't you work at Thrifties?
Yeah, but scooping ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, but it wasn't like a fry cook or fryer.
No.
I did work at an Italian restaurant called Chi-Chi's Pizza in Northridge years ago, but I was I was the pickup guy. They had a curbside thing, so I run in and bring the orders out.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to promote me to junior cook or some shit, so I could stretch pizza dough. But I honestly, I hated it. I mean, the only thing that was good about that, to be honest, and look, like I said, it's probably I was 19, 18 when I got that job, 17 or 18, is I would make a really, really great pizza that I'd want about 15 minutes before closing. And then right around closing time, I'd be like, yeah, they didn't show up. They called the order in.
Did they ever catch you?
No.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't show up, and they're like, oh, well, if you want to, just take it home. I'm like, all right, because I don't want to throw away food.
Sure.
And I was smart enough not to do it every time, and I would change it up. It's one day it was the rigatoni, one day it was the little fried chicken bucket, one day it was
places
pizza.
Now though, instead so employees can't do that. They just throw it away and they destroy it.
Yeah,
so you can't take it home.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
By the way, we didn't have menu tracking back then or apps or any of that stuff too. It was just so basically I would just pick up the phone, Chi-Chi's, large pepperoni, meatball, extra cheese, light sauce, well done. Okay, I got you. Be ready in about 15 minutes.
What if the phone wasn't ringing?
No, I would just pick it up like it was. You know, like
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was like,
people are in the fucking cook in the kitchen. They're not paying attention.
that's true.
Hello,
That's true.
Chi-Chi's, you know, and that was it. So
No, I never worked food. I figured I couldn't do it. Sorry. I've worked retail. I worked my difference in retail, but never food. You?
Yeah, I'm not coordinated enough to do food.
No. I thought of being a server just because they get tips and like, you know, tips sometimes are good. But again, I just couldn't do it. Like,
it is rough.
It's rough. I know. I respect them. So.
You want to hear a true story about my actual sister-in-law?
Yes.
Talking about food service?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the chain of frozen yogurt places called Menchie's?
Yes.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay. So on Friday nights, they usually meet my father for dinner, and they go to this one like Greek chicken place in Vegas, and next to it was a Menchie's.
Okay.
And my actual sister-in-law, Erin, just Karen minus the K, went in and didn't like how something was, and maybe like a machine was broken or was a little melty or something was wrong. She fucking called the health department and got them shut down.
Aaron.
Yes, she got them shut down.
Shut down.
Shut down.
Must have been pretty bad.
Whatever it was, all I know is that was some family's livelihood that's just gone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that Menchie's never reopened as far as I know.
Oh fuck. Oh my god.
There's no way one phone call did that.
Have you ever heard Aaron on the phone? That one phone call could have been 20 minutes. Like that health inspector might have been afraid for his life and was like, I got to shut this place down.
God.
That's real, by the way. So to our Maj crew, that's who you're playing with, the Menchie shutter downer.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's right.
All right.
Next time you're playing Mahjong Friday nights and you want to get some frozen yogurt brought in, don't go to Menchie's.
Don't go there. Aaron's
not that one.
They have Aaron's picture there. Do not let her in. They're like, do not let her in any Menchie's locations. No. Wow. All right.
All right.
Next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for calling the police on a customer who won't leave the store?
Okay. I think it depends on what the guy's doing, but whatever.
I, male 19, work in retail. A man came in yesterday shortly before we closed. He started asking me for some stuff like where they were and such. Nothing weird. I went to the back to do some cleaning and stuff before we closed. My coworker, female 20, stayed there with him. After like 15 minutes, I started hearing some screaming. So I rushed back to find out the customer was yelling at my coworker because she, quote unquote, stole his wallet. I tried to calm him down and told him that maybe it fell from his pocket and that I'd help him find it, but he was not having it. He started to yell at me too. So I told my coworker to call the cops. When they came, quite quickly, the man, who I forgot to add was old, started grabbing his chest and telling the cops that we were trying to steal from him, and he also demanded to get his stuff for free because we stole his money. The police arrested him, and I felt shitty, to be honest. My friend also told me that if he was old, I could have just kicked him out, which is true, and maybe calling the police on him was too much. It's my first job, so maybe I exaggerated because I don't know how to react in these kinds of situations. Am I the asshole?
The police arrested him?
I guess.
Arrested him for what?
Because he was yelling and making a scene, I guess.
It sounds like he has dementia.
Maybe. I didn't even think of that, maybe. Because, I mean, or he really was just one of them old people trying to get stuff for free, saying that they stole his wallet.
Yeah, it's possible, but I think there's more likely or something going on.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's the asshole per se, just because I don't think if they were like, you need to leave the store, the man would have left. I don't think the old man would have left if they were like, sir, you need to leave. So, like, kicking him out of the store wouldn't have done anything. And then if you put your hands on an elderly person, then, you know, that might even be worse.
No, the person probably didn't have a choice. But
yeah.
It doesn't seem like the police should have freaking arrested him. They should have.
Yeah.
That's really the more disturbing part. You know, I mean, I had a parent with dementia. And often if they walk outside, sometimes they'll wander. You know, like I remember my dad had to add a bunch of like locks on the different doors, like out of reach, you know, things like that. You know, if he was potentially confused or if he appeared at all confused, I think the cops had a duty just to detain him without force.
Police are not good at calming situations down most of the time.
They should have
tend to escalate things.
Yeah, they should have called an ambulance and had him medically assessed. At that point.
Yeah, because it's like we don't know what's really
but it's
going
hard to
on
blame the retail worker for that. Like retail Billy, I don't know that he had much of a choice.
Yeah, he's like, you know, we can't force him.
Well, you're right. Even if he wasn't elderly, you can't really put your hands on someone and physically remove them. But especially, you're right, with an elderly person, and especially if retail Billy had an idea that this guy maybe had some potential issues.
No, they didn't. They didn't know what it was.
Okay.
He just started yelling at them. Yeah.
But I mean, but based on that behavior, I'm saying if I'm the retail guy.
Oh, and you got like a sense that something's
right.
wrong,
Like I would, I can't blame him for doing that. Like I wouldn't just kick the guy out,
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to assign like any dingleberries to that. It's just an unfortunate situation, but I don't think he's the asshole for that.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think this calculates to the Feldman scale either.
No.
It's just one of those things.
He just was like, "What do you do here?"
Yeah. In fact, this is probably if anything, the cops are the assholes
here,
on this one. And not. I mean, Retail Billy, I think, did the only thing he could do, at least based on this fact.
ACAB.
So. Yeah. Like.
But all cops are bastards.
Oh, is that? I didn't know about that one.
Oh yeah.
We can go back to NWA.
Oh my god. No, ACAB.
Wicca, fuck the police, right?
Exactly.
I'm telling you, that's it.
No, all cops are bastards. ACAB.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I think the police are the asshole here. I don't think it's the employee. I think he was just doing his job. He didn't know what else to do.
We could probably we could do a whole episode on like misbehavior by police.
We could, honestly.
I've had my share of experience.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like kind of serious, kind of funny.
There really should be a mental health unit in all police departments. There should be.
There would be no police officers. So.
Because in a situation like this, or another delicate situation, it should not be handled.
Some larger departments, some larger departments have like community liaison officers that are trained like mental health professionals or social workers that kind of volunteer. Yeah.
Not as many as there should be.
Well, they're volunteer positions. That's why, there's no budget for it, but they kind of volunteer and they'll go out on these kinds of calls.
Yeah.
Because it's not uncommon for elderly people with dementia to make scenes, to be loud, to yell, to feel like somebody's stealing something from them. It happens. So
yeah, because I remember one like that had came out. There was an old man once. It was a couple years ago. He had dementia too, and he somehow like got out of the car, got his keys, and started driving, and he hit my mom. Right. Oh, no. So like my mom was like he just kept going. Like he just kept going, and she had called the cops, and they were like, okay, give us like the license plates. And I guess when they got the license, I don't know what, but they somehow ended up getting in contact with the person's family, and they were like, no, he has dementia. Like we need to figure out. We've been looking for him like all day. So they kind of had my mom like trail him just so that she could keep telling the police where they are. But like someone that came and was trained with stuff like that, that had arrived, and they were like a lot nicer to the guy and all of that. But so they have them. I just think most cops aren't trained like that. Most of them are just domestic violence. So
it's unfortunate, but I agree that there should be some, or I mean maybe at the very least there needs to be some better training for these cops coming out of the academy to handle these types of neighborhood situations. I know that their training time is focused more on, they're supposedly trained in de-escalation and things like that. I don't know that they're super successful at that.
No, they're just trained to kill the colored people.
I mean, okay. With that, I think what we need to do is definitely get them more, more versed in dealing with dementia-related issues and community stuff for sure.
Yeah. All right, next one then.
Yeah, way to bring us down. Thanks. Okay.
I don't like cops either.
All right, fair. All right, we'll just turn that into a fuck the police segment.
Fuck the police. Exactly.
All right.
Am I the asshole for telling a regular customer that he isn't as beloved as he thinks and banning him? I manage a small cafe in a college town. We are one of the places who don't have Wi-Fi because we only have 6 indoor tables, and Wi-Fi encourages people to camp at tables all day, which is bad for business. Which is true. I get that. We have one regular who I'll call Sam, who comes in every day without fail and camps out for 4 to 6 hours. Sam is about 35 years old, and I believe he's either a grad student or was one at the nearby university. He clearly thinks he's a beloved regular and talks to the staff / hangs out near the counter every moment that he thinks we aren't busy and drives us crazy. This has been going on for almost a year, but was especially bad all summer when our front of house staff was all female. He doesn't exactly flirt with us, but he pesters us with personal questions and boring stories in a way that he won't pester the male staff. During his 4 to 6 hour stay, he uses a Wi-Fi dongle thing that he brings from home. He laughs out loud at things he's reading online and just stares at us, waiting to pounce when we don't have a customer at the counter. During all of this, he buys just one small cappuccino, no tip, and sometimes paws through our day-old stuff and tries to get us to toast / heat it up for him, even if it's against the rules. After months of me politely and firmly trying to correct his behavior, he tried to police a group who pushed 2 tables together, saying, "This isn't how we do it here. This isn't even a rule here." And I snapped. I pulled him aside and I told him he's been driving us fucking crazy for a year, and that me asking him to leave us alone while working has fallen on deaf ears. And he's banned. He had a fit, of course, but he did finally leave and hasn't been back. The staff and actual beloved regulars are split. Some feel bad for him because they think he's just a lonely dork and he didn't really break any hard rule and fast rule. My favorite 2 regulars and all of the female front of the house staff are happy, but the male staff members and other managers thinks I was too harsh. Am I the asshole?
Well, I think she snapped. This guy sounds annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a year, that's a pretty long time to have to deal with that.
You come in every day and you spend 6 hours here a day with 1 cappuccino all day.
And no tip.
And no
tip.
No tip. And you want to tell other people what to do in here? Fuck you. You would have been banned a long time ago. I would have told him to shut the fuck up and sit down a long time ago. I wouldn't deal with something like this. No.
So I'll tell you a true story.
Okay.
That I had a client who was kind of a family friend. He was the son of someone my dad knew and did work with for years, like, when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell on some hard times and had to do a Chapter 11. And we got him through it, but it devastated him, his business, his marriage, everything. And he started coming to the office daily. And he would hang out 3 to 4 to 5 hours a day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just because he really, he was very depressed.
Yeah.
He lost everything and he just, he needed a place to go.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was being, given a very hard time at home, for everything that had happened. I'm sure he was blamed for not protecting assets better and things like that. So I have a little bit of sympathy because it sounds to me like this guy doesn't have a regular job.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, maybe he's working remotely and he goes to the coffee shop, but it doesn't sound like that. If he takes that much time to chat and, take breaks. And
I could see where maybe he thinks that this is like a safe place for him. And maybe he can go there and just kind of get away and feel some semblance of normalcy, especially if he's out of work or broke or divorced or not married or doesn't have a family. But we don't know.
Yeah.
Because it could also just as easily be some weirdo that
has nothing to do.
Somehow to connect with this coffee culture, whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing about women not being flirty, but being, I don't think that's abnormal. Clearly he might be trying to slide into their DMs. I said that right.
You did actually.
He might be trying to do something like that, no cap. That might be where his.
You use that one right too.
Thank you. I'm trying. Yeah, like that. But otherwise, I mean, I don't think it's really an overreaction. I don't know that I'd ban the guy for life. I might have hit him with a warning, to be honest. Yo, annoying Billy. You come here all you want, but we only have 6 tables, and we can't have you here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I appreciate, your business, and we love that we see you every day, but we can't. We need to free that space up. I got to limit your time. I would do something like that.
Yeah.
Before I would just outright ban the guy. And I understand, by the way, that they're not losing very much on the one fucking cappuccino that he orders in 4 hours. They're probably losing money because of all the people that could have come in and sat at that table. Exactly. So I'm not completely against the idea of freeing that up from a business perspective.
Yeah.
But I think from a human perspective, I would have been like, yo, Billy, look, we got to have a talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Or I would say something like, look, I can't give you names, but some of the female staff are becoming uncomfortable. You can't have that. Even if I didn't want to, if I didn't have the balls to confront myself, I'd find a way to blame someone else. But just go into it exactly. We need to fix this.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't give Coffee Shop Lucinda any dingleberries for this. Other than I think, what I will do is I'll give her a 7 on the Feldman scale. It's a little shameless to just ban the guy.
Yeah, just be like, you know what, you have to leave.
It happens a lot when people are being nice, and they're trying to be as patient as they can. And it's just wearing at them, and then finally you just fucking snap.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have had enough. Everyone has their breaking point.
Yeah. That's what I think too. I think that it was her breaking point. Like she said, it's been going on for a year now. She's told him before, we were busy up here, we're making coffee. So I don't know. I don't think so. And again, there's coffee shops on every corner, especially at a university, community. Yeah. He'll find another coffee shop that will literally have Wi-Fi. So
it's not about the Wi-Fi.
It's not. He wants to be there.
Right.
I know.
He feels either part of that group now because it's been so long, or maybe in his own mind he's decided that he's a friend of the place or something. And maybe there's a little bit of that ego, he wants to be the guy, oh, Billy, your usual. I got
that's what he wants to be. Yes.
The cheers kind of.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, some people place a value on that. Me personally, I don't really, you know, there's not one restaurant I love so much that I have to be like whatever.
No, me neither. Yeah.
But I understand that for some people that's like an attractive thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, maybe that's all he has going for him.
It kind of sounds like that. I mean, if he brings like his little remote Wi-Fi dongle, and he's like just sitting there, because you're right. If this was just about a quiet place to work, he could sit in a Starbucks.
Exactly.
Or a bunch of places. You go to a Starbucks parking lot and catch the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Right, and not even have to like sit and
exactly.
He wants to just nurse the one coffee all day. By the way, how do you drink a cappuccino if it gets cold? It's like,
well, he asked them to reheat it and stuff. And then they're like, we can't do that. It's against policy. He'll sit there and ask them to reheat it again throughout the day.
Yeah, it sounds like, I hate to say it, just sounds like he's a broke, out-of-work guy who desperately wants to feel connected.
He might be having a midlife crisis. I don't know. He's like 35. So
that's not midlife. Oh, my God. 35 is midlife. Wow. Okay.
Well, if you're not very healthy,
all he eats is cappuccino for 4 to 6 hours. He might not be that healthy.
It's another weird thing too. Like at some point, how do you just get like a cookie?
Exactly.
Kind of hungry.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he's the asshole, but not too much. But I'm getting
the asshole for doing that.
Yeah.
I just don't think he realized what he was doing.
Yeah, he didn't realize he was being the asshole.
Yeah. And the question is the coffee shop loose into the asshole?
Right. Yeah.
Because if she asks, is he the asshole for doing this to us? Yeah, I hit him with some dingleberries too.
I don't think she's the asshole now.
She was nice for a long time.
Yeah, I just think that's why I'm only going to give her like one dingleberry. I really think she could have just had a talk or had her manager talk to him first before she just said, you know what, you can't come back here anymore. You're banned. This may have been a devastating loss for him.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, you got to think about how attached he likely is to this place. Maybe he just needs that warning. Like, I don't want to give this up. I don't want to risk losing this. Right?
Yeah. So. Maybe. All right. Next one. All right. Title is Purple and Yellow Teletubbies equals Gay Grandson.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
This is the old one, too. I thought it was funny. Teletubbies were big that Halloween, and I was working in the infant clothing section. An older woman came in and asked what we had in the 6-month size for her grandson. I pulled out the only ones we had left, a purple in a 6-month and a yellow in a 1-year. She started screaming at me that I was trying to turn her grandson gay and demanded to see my boss and tell him of my immoral and depraved nature. My boss didn't care, thankfully. It was a short one, but I just thought it was funny.
Oh, jeez. I remember that whole thing about the purple Teletubby a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, because I thought he was gay, right?
The purple Teletubby was gay.
Yeah.
It was the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever heard of.
I know. People were saying all of them were gay at some point, and I was like, why do we... They're not even fucking
They're
human.
Teletubbies.
They're not even fucking real.
No sense.
Exactly.
This is almost as dumb as like the whole Pizzagate thing. Do you know what Pizzagate is?
No.
Okay, I'm going to ask HR.
What's Pizzagate?
Quickly brief you. If you remember the Republicans were
arresting children in the pizza restaurant.
There was like a Republican-led crazy conspiracy theory that senior members of the Democratic Party were secretly raping children in the basement of some pizza place, like in Rhode Island or some sort of Delaware or something like that. And they called it Pizzagate. Pizzagate scandal. I'm watching. If you Google Pizzagate, you'll understand.
I'll understand. All right.
That's how dumb the idea that one of the Teletubbies is gay. And what happens, and we've seen this a lot now, unfortunately, but on the other side. So previously, right, just give you a little history lesson. Previously, there was the oversensitivity bashers.
Right.
Like, let me put it like that. Where people would be like, oh, this Teletubby is gay, and that's okay. That was men. You have to be tolerant, right? It had nothing to do with anything. Or you get the ultra right wing that would be like, look at how that Teletubby dances. No, they must be depicting him as a gay Teletubby. And they go on these fucking tangents.
Right.
You're way, way, way too young to remember the PRC, the Parental Rights Control Group or whatever. This was when I was literally in middle school. Okay, so I was 13, 14 years old, which is really the age that I started to appreciate music.
Right.
And start listening to music and really start getting into it. Well, there was a whole movement of these groups of parents formed in the Midwest that wanted labels put on albums that had explicit language contained within the songs.
Okay.
And it was happening, like Target and like Walmart or places like that.
Yeah, the little sticker, right?
Yeah. That was because this advisory warning came from this PRC group. because they're like, our children are buying albums, and this is when like hip hop was starting to finally, it wasn't quite at the gangster rap stage. It was getting there. You had some of these like there was almost like these inner battles between like glam heavy metal, like the hair bands of the 80s, and like the ones that like thought of themselves like more hardcore, that had like, you know, these like explicit lyrics in their songs, you know, that kind of thing. Like there's one band called Wasp, right? Okay. They were like they tried to be like the real heavy metal, like they weren't. Okay. Like one of their songs, that was the only one that was popular, was called like "I Fuck Like a Beast," right? But that was the whole point. Like they wanted to go out of their way.
But parents didn't want that. Yeah.
Or they wanted to label. Like, I don't want my son buying this. And it was Iron Maiden. They had a song called "Number of the Beast," and it was like the term 666 was sang throughout the song. And then there was a whole thing. Oh my God, this takes me back. Then I'm going down this rabbit hole. Then there was a whole thing where the band AC/DC, there was a conspiracy that stood for Antichrist /
I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
It's just the electrical outlet. That, you know, like but the point is, people pick up on stupid things, and it's worse today with the internet and Twitter and all that stuff.
Yes. Oh, so much worse.
And like these crazy dumb conspiracies get fucking catch fire.
Crazy, I know.
Right. So I remember the Teletubby thing too. You know,
I know.
And now we have like overwokeism.
Exactly. You know? Everyone's gay on TV.
And then intentional, like this is identifies as this, and this is, you know, and yeah, it is a lot of that. So I mean, I remember like today. I think it's funny. Yeah. So now, okay, I forgot what the question was though.
It was just about it was just the lady yelling. It was just a story about retail horror, how she got yelled at because she wanted to sell them the purple Teletubby.
So somebody in like Texas, like, you can't sell that gay mongering.
Yeah, because she was looking for her grandson, and she was like, "These are the only two we had left." And she's like, "You want to make my grandson gay? How dare you?" It's immoral behavior.
Yeah, that's a male America. That's like a fucking preacher's daughter, and some pastor that got molested. She was a kid herself or something, whatever. Ridiculous.
All right.
You know what that's almost like?
What is it almost like?
It's almost like if you were married to a right-wing Karen, right, who also had an issue with wokeism and gay people. Almost like that.
Almost like that.
Almost be like that.
Almost like that. Nobody we know. All right.
How many more do we got?
2 more.
All right.
All right. Am I the asshole for responding snarkily to a customer? Okay. So this happened the other day, and I'm not sure if I'm the one in the wrong. I'm a cashier at PetSmart. I had a 9 to 5 shift this past Saturday, and towards the end of it, I started feeling very drained and tired. So I got a bit irritable and but I masked it until I came upon this customer, that is. So I'm ringing out the customers, and my next one comes up, and of course, it's a cranky old man. I start ringing up his cans of cat food, all different flavors, poorly organized, of course, and he complains that I'm going too slow for his liking. I responded in my nicest customer service voice that I'm sorry, I have to scan each different one for inventory reasons. That pissed him off. He scoffed and said that was ridiculous and that I'm annoying him by being so fake nice. That I was annoying and incompetent and etc. I wasn't amused. I've been nothing but kind to this guy and he insults me? What the fuck? So I look at the old fucker dead in the eye with the fake smile and said very deadpan, "You know, sir, you're not being very nice right now either. I'm just doing my job and you're seemingly looking for every reason under the sun to argue with me. Please don't berate me. I'm almost done." He glared at me and said nothing the rest of the transaction. He never complained or anything as far as I know, but I told my manager what happened just in case he decided to. I was told that I was in the wrong. I just don't see how. I'm not being paid to be verbally abused by nasty old men. Am I the asshole here?
Yeah, I don't agree that people in retail should have to be nice to every single customer. No. And he said it very politely.
Yeah.
He said it more politely than I would have.
Exactly. I would have been like, "Do you want all of your cat food? Yes or no?" And if it's a no, then you can go ahead and you can put it back. Because you have to scan everything at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, if we can set boundaries with people in real life, why can't we let people in retail set boundaries with customers who are horribly rude?
Because the customer is always right. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at that response from you. But my question is, how old was the guy buying the cat food? And you know me.
I know. You feel bad for the elderly. I feel like it's fuck the elderly.
No, old people don't even know sometimes that they're being like that. And they do lack patience. They do get annoyed quickly. They hate having to go out of their way for stuff or losing out of the routine. So a lot of it, again, for me, I just give a lot of deference to older people, knowing that a lot of the time it's just because of that. So I don't, and I don't know, like, look, this guy could be bitter. He could have lost his wife, right? He may not have grandchildren to play. Right. I don't know. He may just be alone and bitter. Maybe his cats are all he's got. And
yeah, but you could make up that kind of excuse about anyone.
No, I understand. You know? And again, I don't think Cashier Lucinda was the asshole. But I'm trying to understand or help our audience understand. Like, sometimes old people just are like that. So me, like, I wouldn't have said anything, or I would just say something like, sorry, I'm going as quickly as I can. Or what I actually would have done is I would have sided with him and blamed management. Like, you know what, sir, you're right. I wish I could. It's this stupid policy I have to follow. I wish I could do it your way. It would save us both time. And that's it. Like, just put the onus on someone else, and that'd be the end of it. That probably would have been the end of it. They would have commiserated together, like, fuck management, and that would have been, and then he would have been her new BFF customer.
But then he called her incompetent.
By the way, did I just solve that problem?
No, because you started insulting her. He was like, "You're so annoying." Before she even said anything back to him, she was like, "You're so annoying. You're so incompetent. Like, you know, you're going so slow." And to me, it just sounds like one of the entitled elderly people. So I really feel like a lot, not all, but a lot of the elderly are very entitled because they're elderly. And I feel like they think that because they're old, they can disrespect people. They can go ahead and insult you, and that you have to respect them because they come from a generation where you have to respect your elders. And to all the elders, if we have any listening, just know you run into me, you run into my generation. It's respect me and you get respect back. And if you don't, I will disrespect you. That's just how I feel, because I've been insulted by the elderly. I've been seeing how they think that there's so much, you know.
It's interesting because my son Matthew is very much like that. He thinks at 17 he is entitled to and deserves the absolute equal amount of respect that administrators, school officials, cops, whatever, demand from him. And I've tried to have this conversation with him peacefully and explain to him that respect is earned.
Right.
It's not guaranteed.
Right.
And no. And you know what? There is something to that. By virtue of the fact that the person that you're having an issue with went through 4 years of college and 2 years for a master's and is in a position of authority, you have to kind of give that a little bit of deference.
Right.
Now, that's not quite the same thing as a retail customer buying cat food and the cashier that's not a manager. I get it. But the idea that respect is automatic, I think, is a mistake.
Right.
You know, it's not automatic. Now, I start off being respectful for the most part with anybody that I run into until I feel like it's no longer warranted for whatever reason.
Exactly.
Right. And yes, I've had moments where I've sort of, snapped a little, very, very, very subtly, very briefly, and kind of let people have it.
Right.
I remember going off on another lawyer on the phone in front of a client because this lawyer was like so extra and was just so wrong. It wasn't the lawyer involved in the same case that I was meeting with. Like, I got the phone call and I thought it was just gonna be like a minute. So the client was like sitting by my desk. I'm like, just give me a second, let me finish this. The conversation took a turn for the worse, and I went off on this guy. As soon as I hung up, the client looked at me like, that's the lawyer I want.
Yeah, exactly.
I want this version of you.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, no, that really doesn't get you anywhere. I'm trying to have that's the last resort.
Yeah,
you always get more by just trying to be cooperative.
Yeah.
So to elderly Billy, I'm going to give him 1.75 dingleberries. I don't think he's as big of an asshole as you do.
I'm giving him 4.
I know, I knew you would. I just think that he's an older guy who lacks patience. He probably is lonely, and he probably is annoyed that he has to go through this little exercise. He probably just wants to be home with his cats or whatever. I am going to give Cashier Lucinda 0 dingleberries.
Yes.
I don't think she responded in a snarky way. I think that her employer's response to her is towing the sort of employment line. Like, everybody's okay, the customer's always right. That's just kind of what they have to do.
Yeah.
Her post didn't say anything about it, so I'm guessing she didn't get in any further trouble.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
So that tells me that her manager didn't really come down on her. Just remember, customer's always right. Love and tolerance. Just try to exercise love and tolerance, like that kind of thing. So I'm not giving her any dingleberries. I don't think this is Feldman scale worthy for her. Maybe Grandpa Billy gets like a 7 on the Feldman scale for just bitching about how slow she's going or why it's stupid to have to do it like this. I don't know. That's super shameless.
Yeah.
It's just a typical old person, being grumpy. But
I got I guess top 2 ones because I supposedly answered snarkily to a client. I was when I worked at Forever 21, and remember when Forever 21 was closing all the stores?
Of course.
So
that's my favorite place.
No, but remember,
What it is.
they went like bankrupt or some shit. And they started closing a bunch of shit.
That's like,
So-
you know how many retail stores did that?
Yeah.
Like
No, I got dragged to Forever 21 quite a few times.
Yeah. So I worked at Forever 21, and this is when I lived in Hawaii. And this one was 3 stories. Like, there was 3 fucking floors, right? So everything was on sale, like everything. And we had the signs up everywhere. And everyone kept asking, so is everything on sale? When the signs clearly said everything is on sale. It's on everything. I got tired. I was like, I was answering, yes, yes. Someone asked me, but the way they asked me, it just felt rude. So I was like, what does the sign say? And she's like, what? I was like, what does the sign say? And she was like, I said, everything. I said, what was your question? She was like, is everything on sale? I was like, do the words match? And she was like, yeah. I was like, then yeah. And my manager heard, and then I got talked to. So,
shocker.
I know.
That's why she's a hurricane.
Exactly. This is why I can't work retail anymore. It really is. It really is.
So the audience can appreciate this. So we're moving offices, and part of the move is Karina is no longer going to be in the front.
I'm nice to people.
You know, just in case, right? So we're moving her to a separate kind of private office.
I'm nice to people.
You are nice to
Exactly.
people. You are.
Exactly.
Yes. What happens is she's nice until they leave. Then she comes and she's like, yo, Eric, how do you put up with this fucking guy? Like,
I don't know how you put up with half of your classmates. I really don't.
Here we go.
I really don't. But
Trigger alert. You know what it's almost like?
what is it almost like?
It's almost like if you have a mahjong player that works in like a weekly motel type establishment that has to deal with disgruntled tenants all the time because they want things like, hot water, security. I don't know.
They should have stayed at the Airbnb. That one has hot water and security.
That's right.
They should have stayed at the
It's
Airbnb.
almost like that.
Yeah,
Right? Almost
exactly. All right, ready for the last one?
Last one. Okay.
All right, titles is Work Boots ASAP. I worked at a store that sold work boots. About 45 minutes after closing, I hear someone bashing away at our gate. So I go and I see this giant human being trying to get our attention. He tells me that he starts work tomorrow and he needs boots now. He knows what he wants, and he should only be a minute. I tell him we're closed, and the tills are closed and locked up in a time-release safe. Even if I wanted to, I could not help him. He flies off the handle, telling me that I'm costing him a job and that I'm being the asshole. I shrug and I go back to inventory. Not 5 minutes later, I hear a grinding sound. Homeboy is tearing our security gate off of its hinge.
My God.
It would be impressive if it wasn't so fucking terrifying. I tell them that I'm calling the cops, but he doesn't care. Bends the gate enough to start pushing against the door, and the dude bent the door enough to get his hand in and unlock the door. The crazy part is he comes in and he just starts shopping like nothing happened. I'm telling him the cops are on their way. He keeps ignoring me. And when the cops arrive, the dude is at the counter, boots in hand, bitching that he's ready to pay and leave. From what my manager told me later, the guy had to pay thousands in damages, and the whole time he was trying to say that since he was in the store, he should have been treated like a customer and been able to purchase the boots.
Okay.
What else do you want the guy to do? I mean,
Well, he had no choice but to call the police.
that's what I'm saying. Like retail building.
yeah.
Like someone's
This
ripping
is-
up the security.
Yeah,
You
and
have
it's
to
like
call the
this is
fucking police.
not count as I'm in the store. Let me purchase. You broke your way into the
I think
store.
it's very funny that he
How
went
did
through all
you
this,
rip
like,
the
tore it
gate?
apart and then asked if, like nothing happened.
My thing is that security gate is not enough security. If,
Yeah.
if one man can rip that shit off of its hinge and open the door,
That's a good point.
that is not enough.
You need a better security system.
Exactly. And it's like it cost you a job, and now you don't have no money, and you can't pay the shit back.
It doesn't make sense to me either, But honestly, like this may be the one. Like I just don't have a lot to say on it.
Shocked.
I've heard about crazy things like people like push their way, but that's with like looters. Like I'm serious. Like something like a verdict comes out, something happened, and people start looting. That's where you see like pushing through these gates. Like one guy rips a security gate down or bends it to where he can enter a store. What the fuck? That's
Exactly.
like the fucking Hulk.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah.
You can't call the cops.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, this is a good time for a brief public service announcement.
Okay.
To those in the audience that work retail, okay, your $9 an hour job is not worth getting hurt by some crazed lunatic ripping down the fucking security gate to try to get a pair of work boots, right? So he can walk over the fucking nails and glass on the construction site where he's got the fucking body's buried, whatever. Okay, no, get the fuck out. Call the cops. That just like when they say like security guards, like if you see something happening, don't approach. That's right. You're literally there for
Exactly.
visual effect.
Exactly.
Like all the Paul Blarts in the world, no. Okay? No.
Mall cop.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourselves in harm's way. Just be the fucking mall cop.
Yeah.
Right? Pick up your radio. Call the ones that are actually trained to deal with
exactly.
Now, do the police always de-escalate?
No.
Right? But
yeah, but don't give your life for them.
No, hell no. Hell no.
Are you kidding me?
No. When I worked at Target, this guy really wanted to steal like a tent, and he like he was walking out. The security tried stopping him. He was like, "Hey man, like you didn't pay for that. Like let's walk you back. Let's have you pay for it." Put out a gun on the security. The security was like, "Have a good day." He was like,
"Yeah."
No. He was like, "I'm not gonna let him shoot me over a fucking tent." He was like, "Go ahead."
I got one better. Okay, if you ask what would Eric do, if Eric's the retail clerk and this fucking guy bends the security and comes in, I'll just leave.
Yeah, I'd be like, honestly.
Fucking inventory's all in back.
Yeah.
You take whatever you want.
Yeah, me, I'm not playing with you. Guys.
Yeah, the store was supposed, I was about to leave.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
So
you can say you walked in here and you got a pair of boots, so hey.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, well, all right. So in the aftermath of Black Friday, that was our retail nightmares episode.
Yes.
Again, we're gonna try really hard. I'm going to tell you up front, I don't think we'll be able to get 2 next week. I got hearings in court several days next week, so we may only be able to do 1.
Mm-hmm.
We may have to stick it to once a week till the new year.
Yeah.
Also, because in a couple of weeks from today, we're moving offices, or like 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah.
Is our move day.
Mm-hmm.
So, all that said,
Christmas is coming.
Yeah,
New Year's is
all
coming.
the holidays. So we're going to try our best. So, again, shout out to the Midbar Maj crew.
Exactly.
Right. Good luck tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We appreciate the shout outs. Don't worry, I won't make fun of you guys every week.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike other people. All right. Anyway, and so shout out to them. Hurricane.
Yes.
All right. Tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at the Bensalma Confirm and our podcast Instagram at the Late Podcast. You can visit our Twitter and TikTok at Bensalma Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace out.